there, this is Sarah Neighbor with Sarah Loves to Stamp, and today I'm doing a quick tip Tuesday on how to use up some of your ribbon scraps. And today I'm using our ribbons, these 3/8 inch, man I have a hard time saying that, the satin stitched ribbons that are in our new 2012-2014 in colors. And so those are on a special this month that when you place a $40 order you can choose any of them that you would like, and then if you order $80 you get to choose 2 rolls, and $120 you get to choose 3, and so on and so forth. And that's for the US. I think it's the Canadian prices are different. But anyway, here are 3 different cards that I made, and you can see these 2 I made with the ribbon I'm talking about. And then this one here I made up with just some ribbon scraps I had. Some of them are retired, some of them are just scraps, whatever. So there's that. I actually didn't have scraps of these ones because they're really new to me. I didn't get them when the catalog just came out. So I'm using them straight off the roll, but of course it's great if you can use up your scraps like I did here. So I thought this one would be fun for a wedding, and I used the Framelits to cut this out. This is a technique that we learned from Dawn Griffith at convention this year, and I know she's done a video and did it with punches, which is what this one's done with, but I did it with the Framelits on both this heart card here and this flower here as well. So anyway, this one's with the punch, this one's with the Ornament Punch, and yeah, I just used the gumball green alone on that one. Wanted to show you guys the monochromatic look that you can do with it, as well as using all of them. I think they're just so fun and bright, and so I'm going to show you this card today. So let's get started. The first thing you want to do is go ahead and you're going to have a card base in whatever color you want, and I just cut my paper in half. So this is 5.5 by 8.5, and then scored it at 4 1/4. So that's the middle, and today really it's the ribbon technique, but I'm going to show you how to make the whole card. And then this is a piece of shimmery white cardstock, and it's beautiful. I don't know that you can see it on camera, but it's just gorgeous in real life. And it's a little thicker than our Whisper White, so you can make like card bases with it, whereas Whisper White, maybe that's a little tougher. And then I used this one, I guess it's the one right in the middle. It's the third smallest, and it's also the third largest. So I used that one and went ahead and put it where I wanted, and then I'll link to my video that I did on Framelits, because I do use Post-it notes to hold it where I want it when I'm cutting in a specific place like this one. And then you're just going to center it, center that panel on your card front, and let's see, that looks pretty good to me. Oops, of course I move it as soon as I take my hand off. And then you're just going to hold it there, and then you're going to go ahead and trace around your shape, whatever shape you've done. So like when I did the heart and the ornament, obviously I traced those. And I'm just tracing it really roughly. I don't want to get pencil on my white paper, so I'm trying to trace it so that that won't happen. And I think I did a pretty good job. And then I'm just going to set that piece aside. And then hopefully you can see on camera where my tracing is. And you're going to cover that completely with SNAIL. And it doesn't matter what direction you go in or whatever, but you're just going to cover it complete with SNAIL. I did want to mention, like on my heart card, I did it a lot closer. I'll show you in 1 second. I did it a lot closer to the edges. Make sure you get it completely. I'm going to go a little farther there. Oops, sorry, I bumped the camera. Okay, so I covered it completely in SNAIL. I did want to mention on this one, I went closer to the edges, so I know my adhesive was like coming out here a little bit, or I knew it would. I didn't put the other paper on yet. And that's when your adhesive eraser comes in handy. Like I went out a little ways on this part here, and so I can just erase that right there. And then I don't have to worry about it being too far out, you know, and just keep going until you get it. I know I didn't quite get it there, but I'm not worried about it. All right. Oh, and I meant to tell you that this is cut at a 1/4 inch smaller than a card front, so it's 4 inches by 5 1/4, and I'll put that up on the screen too. All right, and then I just started, and I think I started with this Midnight Muse. I could be wrong. I don't think it really matters though. And then you just want to put it across it. Make sure you do go a little bit outside the lines, because we're going to pop it up with dimensionals. And what that means is it'll be like the, oops, great. What that means is that it'll be a little higher. So you'll be able to see a little more than you would be able to see if I put it all the way down. So just consider that when you're working on it. And then I wanted to just kind of have it go light, dark, light, dark. So I went ahead and did the primrose petals, and I'm just going to butt it up right against that Midnight Muse. I may go ahead and speed through part of this here, because all I'm going to do is put a strip down, trim it off, and again, if you have scraps, that's even better. Alright, so that part's done, and I did mean to tell you for that, I use these super sharp, these are the craft scissors, they're my favorite scissors to cut ribbon with, and then I have a piece of ribbon tied on because I only use them for ribbon. So the next part you want to do, I think it's easier to tie it when it's not on the card, is to go ahead and tie whatever color ribbon you want around like the side of it. Here, I'll show you again for here. And I think I'm going to stick with the Midnight Muse. I like the way it looks. I kind of have the primary color thing happening because I have the Summer Starfruit in the background. And then, of course, I have the Midnight Muse here representing the blue. And then I used Primrose Petals for the sentiment, so kind of the, you know, red, yellow, blue primary color thing happening. And then I do have a video on this as well that I can link to, and I'll link to that right here so that you can go to my video on tying a ribbon if you'd like, because I do it pretty quickly here. And then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to slide that over just a hair. You can put it wherever you want it. I mean, it's your card, you know. And then go ahead, and I should check this first. I mean, I think I'm fine on this one. I did notice on one of my cards, oh, it was the heart one, that when I did it, there was, like there was a spot that showed of the card, and I was like, oh, crumbs, so I had to go back and fix that. So I don't know if it was just my tracing was bad or what. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and use dimensionals to pop this whole thing up. And what I do, I know some people use the whole ones, I go ahead and cut mine. And I cut them on the diagonal, and, oh, I already cut on that diagonal that way, see those? And what that does for me is it just gives me double the number that I had, as well as I also use the edges. Like you can see I already used that edge. And so I'm going to go ahead and just put a bunch of these on. And I'll probably speed through this part too, because probably that's not too exciting to see how many I put on. I will say that I do put a few, like if it's farther away, like I'll put one right here, because there's that opening and it's farther away from the edge. So I'll put one there, and I'll probably put one like here, and I'll definitely put them like here, and maybe one here too, just to help hold that center of the card up, because it is, you know, an opening. Okay, so now I've removed them all, and I'm just going to flip it over and go ahead and attach it to my card front. Alright, and go ahead and press down everywhere you put a dimensional. So for my greeting, I have taken the Happy Birthday from this Itty Bitty Banners stamp set here, and I'll go ahead and open the case. I know my light's probably reflecting on it. So I took this one. I stamped it in Versamark after using the embossing buddy on my paper, and went ahead and embossed it with white embossing powder, and then cut it out with the Itty Bitty Banners Framelits, which I just had. Goodness gracious, this is happening to me a lot today. Here we go. These are them, and so you can probably see that they match the different stamps in this stamp set. I love that. And so I used this biggest one here, the largest one, biggest one, yeah, to cut it out. And then I went ahead and I wanted the edge to be flush with the edge of that white there, and so I trimmed it off. I used my paper trimmer for the other one, but hopefully I can cut straight here. not too shabby, I'd say. So I just trimmed off that little flagged piece because I wanted to keep that little dot on the end. And then what I did, I wanted to adhere it about here. And so I put a little of the multi-purpose liquid glue onto the edge of it. And then I put dimensionals on the inside so it would stick up on top of the ribbon because that part's dimensionaled up. Dimensionaled? I'm making up all kinds of words today. You guys are just really in for a treat. So I'm going to go ahead and put a couple of those on there. And peel them off. And then I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of my favorite adhesive we sell on the end here. Oops, it's maybe a bit more than I wanted, so I went ahead and spread it out. And for some reason it is very slippery on this shimmery white. I have no idea why, but it really is. Okay, so I want to put it right about here, I believe. And so get it lined up with the edge first. And then make sure it's straight, and there you have it. And I think that's it, yeah. That's it on my card. You can see I did a little higher on that one, a little lower on that one. You can do whatever you want. So I hope you enjoyed that card today. I thought it was really fun, and I love that it showcases our ribbon and just has a lot of texture. So I hope you enjoyed that tip and what ended up being really a full card video. So get some of that ribbon and try it out. You can make a monochromatic card like this one, or you can use all different colors of it, or combine different ribbon types to make more of an eclectic look. It's really fun. I hope you guys try it out, and I hope you enjoyed that. And I will see you guys very soon for another video. I know I'm behind a bit, so your Tool Time Thursday will be coming up tomorrow. So enjoy and give it a try. Let me know what you think. Have a good one.